Common sense. We're at a point in this country where to pick up your dry cleaning often, you have to show a photo ID. This is something that most of us support. The only people it would disenfranchise are people who want to commit voter fraud. So let's keep talking about this issue. And Carrie, I trust that when you go down to Springfield, boy, introduce a bill in Springfield and make this a requirement in Illinois.
Yeah, it's just the bottom line. Obama got trained in Illinois.
Well, Chicago,
Look where Illinois is.
not to make fun of Chicago, but let's do it. Chicago, you always want to be buried in Chicago if you want to stay active in politics. Now we laugh, we chuckle about that, but why have we developed that reputation? Come on. The only people who are afraid of photo IDs are people who want to commit voter fraud. My bill and darn near every ID bill says at no cost, the state will pay for you to get a photo ID. So it's not an issue of cost. Oh, it should mean a lot to vote in this country, right? It should mean a great deal. And we've lost that. We have. Other thoughts and issues, folks? Yes, sir.
Yeah, again, I wonder if you could confirm for me.
You're the best. Go ahead.
I was wondering if you could confirm for me an item that appeared in a Newsmax blurb on the internet. Apparently, they're claiming that the Senate of the United States has some kind of bill sitting in the community or in committee that wants to basically confiscate people's 401ks. Have you heard of anything like that?
No.
How about HR 46?
Which is?
Taxing people 1% each time they transfer the funds from one bank account to the other, or when money is transferred from Social Security into the bank account.
Yes. Yes. Now there are, again, this is why it's so important, America, all of us, that we repeal Obamacare. The only way you're going to repeal Obamacare is if you keep people like me in Washington and you will vote for and you elect President Romney. It's our only chance. There is so much in this bill that people do not know about. 1% tax on bank transactions, 3% tax on sales of your home and any capital investment. And all of this bad stuff begins to go into effect next year. And so yes, boom, that's there. The 3% tax is there. All of this was put in there to help fund Obamacare. There's so much bad we know about Obamacare. Let me just give you two things. Doctors are running out of the profession. They're leaving the profession because they're so afraid of Obamacare. They want to leave the profession. If you don't think they're taking Medicare and Medicaid recipients now, just wait another week, month, or year. They won't be taking any Medicare and Medicaid recipients. Secondly, to pay for Obamacare, President Obama put $760 billion in cuts to Medicare in Obamacare, only to pay for Obamacare. And by the way, $137 billion in cuts that were spoke to Medicare Advantage that were supposed to go into effect next month. A while back, they postponed that until after the election so that seniors wouldn't be aware of it. Seniors, the goal of Obamacare is to get everybody off of Medicare. Medicare Advantage will be the first to go, and then everybody off of Medicare and put everybody on Obamacare, i.e. everybody on Medicaid, government-run health care. We need to stop it. We need to stop it, and it's going to mess up businesses like this. Yes, sir.
I was just going to add, as a senior, one of the taxes they're adding that is, to me, most egregious is right now you have to subtract 7.5% of your income to take your medical deductions. They're going to jump that to 10%. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I love it because, again, politicians are all afraid to talk about Medicare and Social Security because we've always been so afraid about scaring the seniors. Well, I'm not, because I think seniors get it. Seniors understand we're in trouble and we got to pay for these things. There's only one group of people in Washington that put forward a plan to say save Medicare, the Republicans. Even we were so afraid of Medicare that as our plan we said if you're 55 or older, nothing changes. I know that's not you yet. If you're 55 or older, nothing changes. But for people younger than 55, here are a few suggestions to try to save it. Only Obama, with Obamacare, if you're 65, 75, or 85 right now, you're going to get your Medicare cut. Part of Obamacare, there's $760 billion in Medicare cuts in there right now. If you're 77, Republican plan's not going to affect you. Nothing changes for people over 55. 10,000 Americans retiring every day in this country. And we're living till we're 94. Come on. We have to grow up and figure out how to handle this. It's too easy to play politics. Don't touch my Medicare. We can't do that. Thoughts? Issues? Yeah.
My mom's 80, and the squirrely thing the government's doing, and maybe you guys can attest to that, the government's sucking your money out of Social Security and throwing it into Medicare right now. Have you guys seen that?
How so?
I'm looking to the tune of 6%. They're reducing the Social Security that she gets and then throwing that money into Medicare. And then I think the rates for Medicare are going up. Maybe someone can help me with that, and then the private, like I've got an insurance health that I have to pay about $950 every 2 months, and that's gone up probably about $250 over the past year and a half or so. And because the private insurance companies are getting ready to just offload or those that are on take the burden of those that don't have or reduce.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, again, remember that the best part about Obamacare is we passed it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Since then, every single week we've learned something bad about it. It's all right there in front of us. Private insurance companies, they're going to disappear. The ultimate aim here is to put everybody on Medicaid. Right now, Illinois, for all intents and purposes, Illinois is bankrupt. Got a big pension crisis, right? We do. The biggest cost driver in Illinois is Medicaid. And unless we repeal Obamacare, we're going to double and triple our Medicaid rolls. Illinois is going to fall through the ground.
Right now, 1 out of every 6 people in Illinois living off their neighbors. That's from Medicaid. And 1 out of every 2 child born is paid by Medicaid.
Illinois' got a lot of problems. Here's my favorite. Every 9 minutes, somebody leaves this state. Every 9 minutes, somebody's leaving. Who's leaving? The business owner, the taxpayer, the worker, the maker, the producer, the family man, the family woman. The people that do things, work, and pay taxes, they're leaving. They're getting out of this state. Why are they getting out of this state?
Costs too much.
It costs too much to live here. It's too hard to do business here. It's an expensive state to die in. Don't die here.
That's right.
We have a really high state death tax. We've made it too hard to do good and be good here. What a shame, because Illinois is a wonderful state. But people are leaving. People are trying to get out. And the people left behind aren't the workers, aren't the taxpayers, aren't the doers. It's the people sucking off of government. That's what we're leaving behind. Oh, we have to change this. This is so sad, because this is a great, great state. But you have the state which is run by one man, Michael Madigan. That's terrible. And you have a Republican Party that's, I'll be nice. You have a Republican Party that really hasn't had courage or ideas for a long, long time.
Joe, I'm gonna change that.
Kerry Collins is gonna go down there and change that.
I'll bark at him. But Joe, I do have one question. You went to school here in Illinois, is that right? You went to grade school, high school here?
St. Anne's Grade School in Barrington, Barrington High School. Yes, born and raised in Barrington.
Now, your opponent, I'm not gonna mention her name because she's my neighbor and I've never met her. But the fact is, she talked about her, she was the only one in her family, she was working when she was 16. Where was she, where did she come from? It's not Illinois, is it?
I think she grew up or went to high school in Hawaii.
Oh, she's got Obama's record.
Because I'm always on tape, I'll avoid that particular issue. Miss Duckworth moved here. She ran for Congress in 2006 against Peter Roscom. Congressman Roscom beat her. She's always had a house in Hoffman Estates.
Nobody's ever seen her.
Yeah, we found out a few months ago she's got another house in DeKalb. She's never spent a lot of time. When she lost in 2006, do you remember this name, Governor Blagojevich?
Yes.
I think we still remember him, right?
Yeah, of course.
He hired Miss Duckworth to run the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs, so she primarily lived down in Springfield. And then President Obama won in 2008. He sent her out to Washington, in the VA out in Washington, and she lived out there. She's not really of here and didn't really grow up here and hasn't really lived here, if ever.
And we really haven't seen her on a campaign trail either.
No, Kerry, you know, look, this is two different campaigns. Miss Duckworth's not going to do much of this. She's going to raise a lot of money from all over the country, not here, and you're going to start to see a lot of TV commercials soon, and that's all she's going to do. She's turned down about 12 debate invitations. And Kerry, this one's the kicker. You're going to see probably pretty soon, all of us are going to see commercials where it's going to say, that mean Joe Walsh. In fact, we've already seen him. He's going to take away your Medicare and take away your prescription drugs and trying to scare seniors. The kicker is the AARP invited her and I to debate, and she said no. She turned down a debate invitation from the AARP. You talk about a home court advantage. But she wouldn't even debate there. The Lombard Chamber of Commerce, the Elgin VFW, Trinity Lutheran Church in Roselle, Schaumburg Business Council. She's turned down debate invitations left and right because she doesn't like to get in front of people, because she actually has to tell you where she stands on things, and she actually has to defend what she believes in. And you know what? President Obama didn't like to do that either. No. If you listen to President Obama's speech down in Charlotte, how much did he talk about the record and all the great things he's done? How sad is it that a president running for re-election, the only way he can get re-elected is to tell you how bad the other guy is? I've been there 4 years. Let me tell you about all the good I've done. Oh my God, I'd spend an hour talking about Obamacare, my stimulus, my jobs, I don't want to pick that up, my jobs recovery. But yet a president running for re-election is going to try to win by telling you how bad Romney is. That's sad. That's sad. Yes, ma'am.
We're concerned about the 15 that have been assigned or picked by Obama.
Oh.
Yes, you have an operation.
We haven't even brought that up. How scary is this? So, here, so part of Obamacare is what we call the Independent Payment Advisory Board. This group of 15 unelected bureaucrats, non-doctors, who will make all decisions.
That can't be changed.
Can't be changed. Congress can't change anything they decide. They will dictate everything we do with Medicare.
You're going to get the money. You're going to take the money.
Yeah, they will make all decisions when it comes to Medicare and the quality of care you get, and ultimately the rationing of care. 15 unelected bureaucrats. Folks, So that's part of Obamacare. The only way to get rid of it